The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, kill. Hey, I'm gun.
Going to the air right away, Lawrence. And that's complete ETN out of the backfield.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now Lawrence.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Now Lawrence to throw.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11. Here's Lawrence.
He gets this into the hands of Kupp once again. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line.
4th down. Here's Lawrence.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs.
On play action, McCarthy. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
18 more yards there and another 1st down. Throwing is McCarthy.
He's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the 1st quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
Jalen Naylor.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Seven 0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings.
They find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
Lawrence will throw.
And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Here's Powell on the return. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on the first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
McCarthy off the play fake. Finds his man. There's Jordan Addison. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
A big play there for Minnesota. 45 yards.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On play action, now McCarthy. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Foyesade and Lurican. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line. They'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A short throw to Ingram, and he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Lawrence. Looking long for Thomas. And got his man complete.
And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Play action. It's Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. The Jaguars at 7-2 here on the year. Their head coach, you got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A give running right, Etienne.
Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Lawrence now off the bootleg.
Rolling to his right.
Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Second and 10. Here's McCarthy.
Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. McCarthy operating from the gun. Finding Hawkinson here on the out route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Now McCarthy. That one complete to Naylor.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Call it a gain of 14 for the 2nd play in a row.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
McCarthy going to throw again.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it.
Going for it, here's McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. 4th and 2, they got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
They'll try the right side with Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. To the air with McCarthy. That's to the left side where he's got Naylor.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jalen Naylor
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
The extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying.
It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll get 34 yards there.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
30 left.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
That's good for another Jacksonville.
Now Lawrence.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
Touchdown, Jaguars! A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jaguars get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. Out route, he finds his man. It's Jones. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Jaguars 7.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Second down, another shot for Jones. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Andre Cisco there on the stop. Now 2nd and 5. On play action, McCarthy.
That is incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
And that is incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from the guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives.
We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Here's Lawrence to throw.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. It's caught inside the 25. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Brian Thomas,
85 yards.
and the Jaguars are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And we got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Throwing is McCarthy.
And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Up the middle, Jones. Ooh, with a juke. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Now 3rd down and very long.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. He's got him in. Complete. Through the middle of the field. Touchdown, Jaguars. Cooper Kupp, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Jags have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. Now the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving the guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second down and 6 now.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakin.
And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Hey, I'm gun. Take right open. 13, look, go.
Now Lawrence.
He's going to wind up and air it out. Touchdown! A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Jaguars are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further. At the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Jags are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
30 left. Here we go.
Lawrence will throw.
Looking long for Thomas. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got them this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Now Thomas will come in motion right.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
21 yards there on 3rd down.
Here's Lawrence.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown.
Brian Thomas.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Jaguars are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Here's McCarthy.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. That is caught. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield. Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad. To the air again, McCarthy.
Eluding the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson, 33 yards. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Lawrence.
Throw left side, complete to Cup. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame him?
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Given back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Again, it's Lawrence. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Brian Thomas, 31 yards. And the Jaguars add on to their 4th quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to. And they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. To the air with McCarthy. Open man is Naylor. He's got it. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. McCarthy off the play fake. They'll roll him out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now McCarthy. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. Throwing again, McCarthy. Escaping the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. McCarthy under pressure. They got him again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. McCarthy operating from the gun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Jaguars up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
That one completes a nailer.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. One final shot. They'll look to throw.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League. But